Here we are, New York City, Harlem, in the housing projects here. I don't know exactly what this demonstration here is called, but although I'm far away from home, this is where I feel most at home. I'm making this piece here because I think it's important to note that here in Harlem, which is historically black, African American part of Manhattan, it's been gentrified. It's been bought all up by Columbia University, and all the indigenous people here are being pushed out. They're being sent out to the suburbs, other parts of New York City, and I just thought that it was important to note that gentrification is real, and with all of the history and the culture and all the people who identify with this part of Manhattan, the African American community, I think that we should advocate for them and for their space. This is nothing any different from what goes on in St. Louis, what goes on in California, what used to be Palestine, which is now Israel, which really is still Palestine. But it's important to me to get this out to the world, to let everyone who doesn't know that Harlem isn't Harlem anymore. Harlem is full of, well, not full of, but on the way to being full of a bunch of privileged San Pellegrino drinking, college kids and young professionals. And so it makes one pose the question, when you're cognitive of what's going on, is what's happening to all these people? Where are they going? What's happening to the communities, the black and brown communities who used to fill Brooklyn, who used to fill Harlem? Brooklyn, from the research that I've done, and just from being a lifelong fan of hip hop, it's historically been black. Brooklyn has, from all of the great rappers, Biggie Smalls, Jay-Z, they always repping BK. And so initially, before I was staying here in Harlem, I was staying in Brooklyn by Prospect Park, which is also gentrified. A lot of Volkswagens, a lot of Saabs, a lot of cheap coffee shops, $8 cups of coffee. And so, once again, what's happening to the communities? Where are they going? A lot of people say that all the young people are being put into the prison industrial complex. What's happening to the older people? These are questions that we must ask ourselves. How y'all doing? My name's Talal. I'm here from Ferguson, man, and I was just I'm making a piece because I've been staying here in Harlem for about a week, and people have been telling me that, like, first of all, when I got here, Harlem wasn't what I expected. From what people know, Harlem is historically black, and a lot of people are saying that Harlem just isn't what it is anymore, and that it's being gentrified. And first of all, are you from Harlem?
I've been here for about 10 years.
You've been here for about 10 years. So from your perspective, you living in Harlem, being here in New York, has Harlem changed? Is it different?
Yeah. Well, you're in West Harlem right now, so this is prime time. This is prime Manhattan real estate. We're right by the water, so money has been moving up here and moving poor families out.
Right.
And so this area is very diverse.
Right. And so, like I said, like me being from Ferguson, and people just like knowing about New York. Harlem has, from the Renaissance and prior to the Renaissance and all through the 70s and 80s, Harlem is black. And so, like, I'm staying down by Columbia, on campus down there, and I was excited to come over here and be in this space in Harlem, and it wasn't anything like I expected it to be. Like, this is like I said, and like you just said, it's starting to turn into a very diverse, privileged area. But the primary question that I would like to ask, for me to know and for everyone else who doesn't understand what's going on here in New York, what's happening to the people? What's happening to this community? Where are they going?
Well, the projects are still the projects, all right? But other than that, primarily the Bronx.
The Bronx.
That's where you'll find. Actually, American black people aren't that plentiful in New York anymore. A lot of people have moved down south.
Yeah.
I plan on moving to Atlanta. A lot of my friends have moved down south.
Atlanta, the Carolinas.
Atlanta, the Carolinas, really big. But there is still culture here in Harlem. You're not going to find it so much on the west side. If you go more Lenox Avenue, Malcolm X Boulevard, you'll find it.
Right.
You'll find it.
But gentrification is in fact a real thing.
Oh, absolutely.
And so I was talking with some brown people like over in the Bronx the other day, and they were telling me that like even though like the Bronx has been like historically black and brown, like even the status quo has their eyes on the Bronx as well.
Absolutely. It's New York City. Everything's expensive here. So they're trying they raise the prices and move poorer people out. That's the primary reason for moving down south. I can get me a piece of land for much cheaper. You know what I mean?
And so you being a native New Yorker, what are your thoughts? How do you feel about like being forced out of your community, being forced out of this beautiful metropolis, and like is it fair? Like, what are your thoughts on it? And what's going to happen to the culture and dimension and diversity of New York once everybody's forced out?
Well, the culture of New York has already changed. It's not the same as it used to be back in the late 80s, early 90s.
I.e., thus, the whole concept of old New York versus new New York.
Right. So, I don't know. It's just something that I've seen happen gradually. I've accepted it. And, I mean, I'm probably going to move too.
I see. And so, like I said, man, I came up here from Ferguson. I thought it was important, to come up here and show solidarity, with the Garner grand jury decision, because, like, New York came down to Ferguson and showed mad love. Been down there since August, still down there and stuff like that, man. What are your thoughts on like what's going on in America with cops killing black people, cops killing black kids and stuff like that? What are your thoughts on that? What can we do as a community to have sovereignty and dignity and respect?
I think we need to find a way to relate to the police more. I know this whole separation thing is not going to actually help what's going on in the community, i.e. what just happened, what was that, yesterday in Brooklyn?
Yeah, in Brooklyn.
So, I mean, I don't want to see anybody get hurt. I don't want to see cops get hurt. I don't want to see black people get hurt, white people. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. I just want a peaceful society, I mean...
And I'm glad you said that, man, because like the papers, the media, and like privileged people who don't understand us, like you said, we think we should all try to relate and understand each other. And it's kind of difficult, because like we have to wear many masks. We have to understand them and their culture and respect it. Yet it doesn't seem like they are trying to make an attempt to respect and understand and relate to us. And so with that being said, I'm also glad that you said that, because it totally erases the bullshit myth that we're a bunch of ignorant ass hooligan thug people who want violence, who want to who are full of rage, and we want to turn it against the white community and police officers. When this is the real right here. It's not that we feel that black lives matter and no one else's lives matter. We feel that all lives matter. We just want to be respected and treated with dignity and be able to breathe as well.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly. But I mean, when you have situations like where the 2 police officers were killed in Brooklyn yesterday, it doesn't help that cause. You know what I mean? It further proves their belief that we are hooligans and we are savages. And I mean, that was one individual who was nuts. He started the day by shooting his girlfriend. So, I mean, I don't know how to reach a peaceful resolution. I believe that time does help heal all wounds. I believe that the police department needs to have some sort of an outreach program to, I mean, what happened to the old days when police would actually patrol the streets on foot and be visible in the community, and they would know the older ladies in the neighborhood, and they would know the business owners, and you would see your same police officer every day. You could see him and say hello, good morning,
What I believe happened is gentrification. It's not about building relationships. It's about getting these niggas out of here so we can have these high rises and this space and this land.
And these high rises are projects. And
yeah, I know, but they're still beautiful though. And
they are, and that's not projects. These are.
And all you gotta do is put some money into them, and then they'll be luxury apartments.
Oh, they're talking about doing that. They're talking about, because this land is actually owned by Columbia University. It's being
leased. They bought it.
It's being leased. The city is leasing it to put these buildings here. So there is talks, community talks of moving the people out of the projects and turning these into luxury condos.
You just heard, you just heard it from a New Yorker. Columbia University is buying Harlem. There we have it. Bought Harlem.
Shit is gone.
What are they doing with the people?
Moving them to the Bronx, I guess. I don't know.
One last question, I'll let you go, bro. Do you have any words of encouragement to the kids on the ground in Ferguson, man?
Just stand firm, you know, be strong. You have to be responsible when you're out in the street dealing with police. You know the situation in the society that we live in, so you just have to be careful, man. You got to be careful, you know? I mean, I deal with police on both sides of the spectrum. I'm a paramedic. So, you know, I work with them, and then when I'm out of uniform, I'm just another nigga.
Just another nigga.
So,
right.
You know what I mean?
You could be a cop, and you get off work, you put your leather jacket on, walking home with your daughter, and you know what? You just another nigga.
I'm just another nigga. Actually, I'm on the waiting list for NYPD. I don't think I'm gonna take it now, though.
Right.
I don't think I'm gonna take it. I don't want to be involved in that.
Right. You think about going to the academy and stuff?
I took the test about a year and a half ago. Scored pretty high on it. I should be getting contacted soon, but I took the test just because I never had any long time dream of being a police officer, you know?
Just looking for some stability in a career.
That's all. That's all. And they raised the salary. They're making good money now, you know?
See,
the retirement plan.
There you have it, America. There you have it, world. We just want to live. We just want to live. That's it.
Take care of our kids.
That's it.
That's it.
Anyway, peace and love, bro, man.
Right, man.
Thanks for stopping and talking with me, man. Hopefully I'll catch up with you, bro.
All right. I'm Rodney.
I'm Talal, man. If you can remember, Google Talal Ahmad in Ferguson, and like you might find some contact information, but you'll definitely find my work and stuff.
All right, cool. All right, peace. YouTube and all that?
Yeah. Talal Ahmad in Ferguson.
All right, I remember that.
Peace and love. Ferguson to New York.